Hello everyone, this is Shiny Ray, and over this weekend I took an off-meta deck that everyone said was unplayable and made it to the top 16 at the Las Vegas OPTCG regional with over 1,000 people playing. And the deck I brought was the Black Yellow Luffy. Yeah, um, so as you guys all know, this deck lost Gecko Moria given the ban happened like now a couple of months back. A lot of people wrote it off, but I still believe there's something left in the tank for this deck. I will say like the overall experience was surreal, because like everyone thought this deck is trolling when I take it out, but then as the round goes on, people will start stopping by my table to see what I was playing. After the tournaments, two YouTubers even came up to me and asked me for an interview for like a Decktech. So I was watching the video, reading the comments, and I was thinking like, why don't I make a video myself to go a little more in depth on like what I was thinking, what was my kind of overall strategy, what this is my deck. Yeah, because it was just so quick when I go through with the other interviewers that I just weren't really prepared for talking about everything. So in this video, kind of like I mentioned, I'll go through the deck list. I'm sure y'all have seen on the Eggman event, his website. Shout out to Eggman, the great contributor to our community. My matchup and why I chose this deck, and what was the whole experience playing out. So before we get into it, I want to give a huge shout out to all my Bay Area friends. Yeah, like without them, I wouldn't have been here today. I kind of play this game, I would say, fairly casually. But then like when we're with a group of friends, they're like, hey, you wanna like 20 people all go to Dallas, all go to Orlando, go to Japan, now go to Vegas. It's just much more easier for me to have like a community to hang out with, and then testing and play together. Just so much more fun. So yeah, I mean, once again, shout out to our we call it the T3 group. Yeah, just huge shout out to them. I wouldn't have been here without them. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into the deck. Okay, this is my first video, so this setup is not the greatest. Okay, so the leader is Black Yellow Luffy, and oh yeah, real quick, this is the prize I won. Super excited. Yeah, I got top 16. Unfortunately, lost in my top 16 rounds. Otherwise, I would have gotten a cereal. So that would be cool. Maybe next time. Okay, so let's dive into the deck. So starting off with the Searcher. Now, none of these has changed. It's just the Garb and one event. Ideally, I would like to play one more event, or even two, probably one more, but I just can't find the space. So here we go, the events. Garb is super good. Definitely want to keep those. Then onto the 2K. Oh, I kind of sorted out in the cost order, so it's just easier to see. So these are all the 2Ks I run. So some of the stable, the Flampe. This card is amazing, as you guys know. Play it, draw two cards almost. It costs one, it's a 2K counter. It costs like $8 rare for a reason from EBO1. Crazy set. Hiyori, quite frankly, if I were to cut any 2K, I'll probably start from this. But, I mean, this card is still amazing. Let me manipulate my life. There's certain matchup I want to be 7K 2 life. Then Hiyori helped me do that. But the small problem with that is, as you guys know, playing is a -1. So yeah, if anything, I'll probably cut Hiyori if I were to cut 2K. Alright, now this is a new card. A lot of people know about this, but in practice, this is so much better than it looks. I will say like this card itself make this deck like pretty playable almost, because as you guys know, Zeus. So for those of you who don't know, Zeus, you basically added life to your hand and you kill a 5 cost, and it's a 2K counter. So as you guys know, some of the prevalent 5 costs in the game right now, the biggest one is definitely Sanji Pudding. Some of the other matchup, one of the matchup ran into RG Smoker, the smoker, the 5 cost smoker that banishes. That's also a very problematic card. And when I play against Bonnie, any of their Supernova, like the Cavendish, especially, a very problematic card, and Zeus takes care of that with just 2 Dawn. So love this card. Yeah. Definitely not cutting this. Okay, so now quickly talk about the babies I play. So it's a BY Luffy deck. Real quick, for those of you who don't know, just real quick what BY Luffy does. What it does is, the game doesn't start until I'm at 0 life, but when I'm at 0 life, I can put two 5 cost cards into my life, and, yeah, generally what people do is put the big brother into the life and use the small brother. For those of you who watch the anime, you will know these people are brother. No spoiler. Use the small brother to evolve into the big one, and these one can give my leader plus 2k power. So it again, the game doesn't start until I'm at 0 life. So, oh yeah, these are the small brothers that I run. Uh, the Wait, I'm missing a. Oh, here we go. Okay, missing one Luffy. So definitely running 4 of each. 3 aces. Preferably, I want to run one more, but again, because I'm running some other cards, I just kind of struggle to find space. And also, like ace, it's kind of a more all-in strategy, and I don't really like that. But I don't fault you if you run 4 aces. Ace is amazing. 5/7 would rush. Okay, now the other 2 costs that I ran, this is the Viola. So I know in the last format, a lot of people run Viola. I personally didn't run it when there were Moria around. The reason being, like, the best play before is to play Moria and bring back Viola and maybe a baby, but then I kind of lost some equity with what Viola does because Viola will flip 2 life face down. So for BY Luffy, that's essentially drawing 2 life. But if I use a small baby to evolve, I'm kind of losing one card if that makes sense because I'm not like actually drawing 2 because one of the life became an adult. So so back then I didn't run it. I didn't think it's that great. But I mean now that Moria is gone, I need all the help I can get. And this card is maybe I'll run one more. Sometime it's not that great because I can't put 2 life face down, but then it's still kind of dangerous sometimes because my opponent can it's a 2 cost. It's fairly fragile. People can rest it, can kill it easily, and then swing my life a bunch of times and then take away a bunch of cards from me. But at the end of the day, what this also does is it's because now that I don't have Moria again, there is no good way to recycle these babies. Once these babies are gone, they are gone. So if I'm unlucky, I get mismatching babies. Then Viola really helps shoring that up, and drawing 2 cards, never bad. Okay, so now let's talk about next thing. So 2 Kuzan and 1 Shirahoshi. So I would love to run one more Kuzan. This deck is just so hard to find space for me. But yeah, I mean, as you guys know, Kuzan, especially now, is amazing. There aren't that many ways to cleanly kill it. As you guys know, the meta now is all different kinds of Luffy deck. The purple Luffy, especially purple Luffy decks, they all run Gum Gum Giant. They don't really have ways to like directly kill your stuff. They have ways to rest. They have way to like overpower over it. So once this sticks on turn 2, it's actually kind of hard to get rid of. Unless I'm playing Lucci, but Lucci is not that prevalent. So yeah, play the Kuzan, draw a card, later on get some value, just always a threat. If I have more time to play test, I will probably play one more. I instead play 1 Shirahoshi. So originally I had 3 Kuzan, no Shirahoshi, but afterward I play one. Reason being, because how this deck functions now, like I can't stall too long to late game, and so I would have to like D-life quite aggressively, and especially I'm running cards like Zeus, I lose life. So for cards Kuzan to pay off, it's I need to like play it early, play it on the curve, but I mean I'm not always that lucky to get turn 2 Kuzan. If I want to remove like a high cost later, then Shirahoshi is my best bet. Like some cards I have a lot of problem with is the A-cost Kid. A-cost Kid's very annoying to deal with, especially like the A-cost Kid, the Rosie into like some other blocker. If I want to kill it, I need to like Fist Luffy and 10 10 10. Like it's tough. Instead, having a Shirahoshi really helps with that. So, and at the end of the day, it's a 1k counter, so it can't be that bad. And actually came in pretty clutch in my top 32 match. Okay, so now let's quickly talk about the big brother. This video is getting kind of long. So I run. These are big brother that I ran. So 4 Fist Luffy. People call it Punch Luffy, but I call it Fist Luffy. 3 Rocket Luffy. 3 aces. 3 Sabo. A lot of people ask me why I run 3 instead of 4. I'll explain that later. And 1 Pop Sabo. So, uh, just get it out of the way. This card is amazing. I don't think I'll ever cut this card. You know, it's a 5 cost for 8k, so I'm just put it on the side because I will never cut you. Probably my favorite card in the deck. 3 aces. So, because I only have 3 adult ace, baby ace, then, you know, it's just harder for me to, like, keep up that aggression sometime. And, I mean, it's still a really amazing card, but personally, I like the flexibility of having 1k counter, and ace doesn't have that. So yeah, I decided to only play 3 instead of 4. And again, I have to make room for something. 3 Rocket Luffy, so I know I talked about Moria a bunch of times here, even though we can't play Moria, but back then, because Moria helped recycle these babies, but now you don't have that many babies, so I can't run too many Luffy. I already have 4 here, right? So I already have 4 on this 5th Luffy. Can't have too many of these other Luffy. So I decided to cut 1, because sometimes I just feel like it's pretty clunky to play out directly. So here we go, 3. 3 of this Sabo. So the reason being, back then this is probably, like, if not the best card in deck after Moria. But now if you look at the meta itself, like I mentioned earlier, the meta itself, the cards that directly kill is really, like, just Lucci. I can't really think of, like, any other very relevant meta deck that's have, like, direct ways, like, hey, I play this card to kill your stuff. Like, yes, there's gonna be the God Thread from the purple Luffy deck, but the value of what Sabo comes in is, like, late game, like, protecting my whole board. If, you know, they turn 3, kill my 5th Luffy or kill something, like, it is what it is. Like, Sabo doesn't protect me from it, because against that deck I have to be aggressive. So yeah, I decided to cut 1 Sabo because I just find the effect not that useful. And but I mean, draw 2, discard 2 being a blocker is still super good. So yeah, I don't think I'll cut anymore though. 1 Pop Sabo. If anything, I might cut this one. But why I like this is it is a searchable brother that can kill a 5 cost, and now because of Zeus, I get to, you know, kill it with a better way to kill instead of trashing my life. But the other factor I like about this is so against certain decks, like let's say they have a 5 cost blocker, like as you know, the peanut butter Luffy, the purple black Luffy, and also like the green purple Luffy, like the Robin blocker, and when they have a stage, it's a 5 cost. So sometimes when I want to go for lethal, it's actually pretty difficult. So this card allows me to so basically I relife those 2, basically this life and then something underneath, doesn't matter what, and then I use baby Sabo to play this out and then kill their 5 cost blocker and go for game. Obviously, it's a very it's a last ditch effort, but at least I like the option of having that there to kill in that fashion, because, you know, in that case I don't have any other way to remove a 5 cost blocker, and this helps me do that late game. So it has the early game benefit of being a searchable, killing 5 costs, and have that late game desperate attempt to, like, just kill their blocker and then all in. So that's why I like it. The last 3 cards is Sanji. Ever since this card came out, I just really want to try it. I think this card is really good. Look, it's draw 2, discard 1. This Sabo right here, draw 2, discard 2. I mean, having 1 extra card never hurts, right? So, and it's also a blocker. Obviously, it's not a brother, it's not searchable, but, oh, and the condition is if you have 2 or less life, which this deck probably always is. Draw 2, discard 1, and it's a blocker. And the other factor that I like is a 5 cost. So, during my rounds, quite a few opponents were like, you can't relife that, because when I relife, my opponent's like, wait, you can relife that? And I was like, okay, well, take a look at my leader again. It says any 5 costs. It just, a lot of people are very accustomed to the fact that it's BY Luffy. It's always gonna be like some brother. They don't expect stuff like this. Very fun facts. In the last format before Moria got banned, I was playing cards like Who's Who, T-Bone, because yes, they're 5 costs. I can put it to life. You know, sometime if I'm unlucky to not hit my brothers, you know, having a life that's not a brother is better than having no life. So this just have that edit benefit, and that's why I like it. Okay, so that about round up the deck itself. So I'll point the camera back to myself. Okay, so I during the tournament, it's kind of like an interview style. I quite like that, so I have like a list of questions that I have ChatGPT prepared for me. But before we dive into the specific questions, I just want to talk about like the matchup as well as why I picked this deck. So, so my matchup. I'm taking my phone. The matchup. I'm pretty sure it's in this order. Maybe it's slightly incorrect, but doesn't matter. The first match was against a green yellow law. So green yellow law is the supernova that like manipulate life and cheat the supernova out of life. That one people call it sprite law. And before I dive into it, I will if my opponent here is watching, I would like to apologize to you because you're running a lot of like the new Bonnie starter deck cards, and I actually don't know a lot of what they do. Um, so I was like reading a lot of your cards, and it was pretty funny because when I sat down, I took out my leader. My opponent immediately think I'm trolling, and then I'm like also reading his cards, so he's like, all right, this guy is definitely trolling. So, but I mean, I ended up squeaking out a win. It was super close. I won by exactly 1K. There were some sick plays happen, like I think the most sick one is I Viola two of my life, and then I Zeus kill both blocker law. Man, that was such a big swing. Uh, but yeah, the he played a card. It's a I think it's Elephant Gatling. It's a what it does. It can be a one cost 3K counter, or it can be a 2 cost to rest a 5 cost. I did not expect that. It almost killed me. So he basically rest my 5 cost blocker, and then went like 11-11 for game. Fortunately, I have a 5K counter in my hand to get out of that, and then converted that to a win. So that matchup, I think it's my general strategy is just kill Cavendish. Yeah, like this Cavendish card is very not balanced. I mean, you get 2 more Dawn, right? And like the extra cost on the board really just helps the deck. And the other thing I need to watch out for is because they play ACOS Kid, when they have that ACOS, the threat of ACOS Kid also is searchable. I tend to not want to swing at life that aggressively because I definitely had the experience where they have like a forehand. I thought I'm gonna win, they're at no life or 1 life or whatnot. I have a big board. They just boom, ACOS Kid, have a Cavendish attacking, having like and like a kid effect to drop like a blocker and play a blocker or cheat out a blocker or something. Then all of a sudden it's just impossible to win because they have like 7 cards in hand and 2 blocker, bunch of counters. So what I like to do is try to kill the Cavendish if I can, then go from there and slowly like grind them out. Okay, and then the second round is a Bonnie. So this was a very funny game because the my opponent was one of my homie from the Bay Area. His name is on the app. It's Kales. I'm not gonna disclose his real name just in case he minds, but yeah, he's a really amazing player. He used to be like a avid Inel player, super cool guy, and yeah, before the tournament, we went to Japan together as well. He was playing Bello Betty because he just want to crush all these purple Luffy. But then during like some of the games that I watched him play, he was really trying to like play the best deck in format, which is blue purple Luffy. They call it Up Luffy, the one that you look at the top 5 for a straw hat and then you Sanji Nine Mom something to close the game. So he was playing a lot of that. So when I saw him, I was like, darn, it's like a team kill. Either way, we're gonna be sad. But I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's probably gonna be that UP Luffy. He sat down and it's like, wait, what? It's a Bonnie. I did not expect this. And then he was telling me last night he is like a last second decision. The couple of people in the house they just converted to Bonnie. And by the way, Bonnie is probably a great choice. As you see, there are 3 in the top 8. So yeah, I mean, I was pretty shook because, as you know, Bonnie pretty bad matchup for BY Luffy. So I was actually super nervous and like, oh my god, how can this be happening? I'm playing my friend round 2. and at like turn 3, at my 5 down turn, I actually like forgot to draw a card, and he was super nice. I was like, darn, I forgot if I drew one or not, but it's pretty early in the game, so like I lay out my cards face down, and then he's like, so we both counted together, and then quite frankly I trusted him. He's just like, oh, you didn't draw. So yeah, I mean, we talk after. I was like, hey, if you told me I drew, I would have trusted you. So yeah, again, he's super nice. I love the guy. I feel pretty bad, like we ran into each other that early. But anyways, so that story aside, ran to 3 Bonnie total, and he was the first one. I'm gonna say the first victim. uh, I quite frankly, I won all 3 Bonnie matchups, but my gosh, I mean, it's I don't really quite honestly I don't really know what panned out. I think what happened was the game really turned when I was be able to when I was able to kill his Zoro. So he dropped the Zoro on curve, and he swung into me, and then the following turn, because I have a baby Luffy on the board, so I was able to set up a rocket to kill the Rosinante. And I was like, alright, you know what, this Zoro just has to go. So I just, boom, 17k into it. Fortunately, he didn't have the counter. If he counter out, I'd probably dead. But yeah, killing Zoro was just super big. Like, and then after that, I just drew like enough of these Rocket Luffy to draw enough cards and baby Luffy's, and get rid of like their blockers, and then slowly grind down the ACOS kid and eventually convert it to a win. The other matchup kind of went like that too, but look, 9 cost Zoro just such a nightmare. And also, if they have like early Hody Jones to clear my board, that's a big problem too. So I'm not saying like just because I went 3-0 in this matchup doesn't mean it's a good matchup. I still think it's a terrible matchup. Yeah, like Bonnie, as you guys know, the leader ability can rest one of the attacker. In this deck, it's not like bunch of small attacker. They can rest my leader. That could be like a 9k or even 11k swing, right? So yeah, Bonnie historically super good into BY Luffy, as you know. So I managed to got through that. Round 3, I played against a this one's kind of trollish deck too. A red starter Luffy, the one that attached Dawn to the leader, and then the leader can spread 2 rested Dawn to attach to like a character. So it was super funny because the people sitting around us, all like GP Luffy, UP Luffy, some meta deck, and they look at our table. It's like, what, BY Luffy versus Red Star Luffy? What the heck is happening here? You guys playing wrong Luffy or something? But yeah, I mean, it's funny. I think he doesn't know what I'm doing. I don't know what he's doing. But I would say like BY Luffy is tend to be pretty okay into like these lower to the ground aggro matchup, because just Rocket Luffy is great. It kills and draws a card and is stabilized. I will say I did not expect he drop a Roger on me, but fortunately I had enough counter. Well, I didn't need that much counter, but it was like 2k 1k counter to get out of that, and then after that he's dead. So it was, I would say, pretty easy. So yeah, but he was 2-0, so he has something going on there. The next matchup was the UP Luffy. So the so-called best deck in the format, as well as the eventual champion. I didn't play against the champion. But yeah, I mean, the 2 matches that I lost. Oh, I probably should talk about this in the beginning. In the Swiss, I went 10 A2. I went X2. The 2 matchup I lost were to the UP Luffy. So yeah, I mean, it's not an easy matchup because I mean it's a blue deck. There's always a threat of pudding, and also 9 Mom, man. My 9 Mom just such a disaster for this deck. Like it heals them. It can mess up my life. It stabilize and mess up my life. Like what more can I ask for, right? So yeah, I do feel like there were areas I could have done better. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, the first UP matchup is the game was pretty close actually. He managed to eke it out. He just dropped. I mean, he dropped 2 9 moms on me, so that was pretty tough. I mean, he didn't Sanji 9 mom at least, but yeah, he dropped 2 9 moms on me, and then he played enough blocker, and of course, Gum Gum Giants. Yeah. Please ban that card. That card is absolutely nuts. Like, why is it draw 2? Why is it +4? Like, I don't understand. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, he just Gum Gum Giants his way out, and so after the game I look at one more card. It was actually the baby ace. So if I had that baby ace, maybe I would have had a chance to kill him. But it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. He played amazing too. So yeah, just lost that one. Nine mom. My gosh, it's very very hard to deal with. And then I played against a GP Luffy, a green purple Luffy. So this is pretty unfortunate. This is another one of my friend. He's actually my high school friend. We were in MagicCon the day before. Um, Funny enough, like I no one would have any practice against this deck, like the BY Luffy deck. He does. He knows exactly what I'm trying to do, because we were like playing together, playtesting together sometime. So so yeah, sitting down, I mean, we saw the match. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it's like another team killing such a big tournament. But yeah, I mean, I feel like he just kind of bricked up that game. After what I did discuss with him some of the plays, I didn't think it made too much sense. But I think because his hand was kind of bricked up, so he tried to like just kind of like make a small gamble to see if it pays off. So yeah, what he did was he just played out like pretty much a naked Zoro, the 4 cost one, because he's hoping I don't have like a D lifer in my hand, and then the following turn he could took out a bunch of cards in my hand, but I did have a D lifer, so his Zoro pretty much just wasted. So I don't blame him after like discussing with him, looking at his hand, but yeah, I mean I just happened to like have the enough Fizz Luffy and attack him hard enough, and he just kind of bricked up, and yeah, I got that one. The next one was against another Bonnie. So yeah, this one, my fortunately my opponent didn't drop a Zoro on me again. I'm not gonna cap. I think out of 3 Bonnie, that friend of mine, KO guy, he's probably the best out of them. That was probably the closest one. Well, the last one was close, but different reason. But yeah, pretty much like I will say like kind of a similar thing happened. I think he didn't drop an 8 cost kid on me. That's why it felt pretty doable. He did drop like a 2 10 fee on me, so that was a little sus. But yeah, again, I just have enough attackers to close that game out. Uh, and yeah, the game I really want to talk about is this next match. Is the buggy game. So the buggy game, so I personally think is not a great matchup, because especially after they print that the 8 cost crocodile, the one like can protect your cross guild, it makes me a lot harder to like clear his board, or to like clean up some of his board. So for just well, at least this is my general idea of what that deck will play is they want to play out these 5 cost body, and their goal is to drop that 10 cost buggy without its downside. So yeah, with that crocodile, it was even though I have Zeus, he just easily discard a card to protect his 5 costs. So it was pretty tough. And yeah, I mean, he won the die roll. He went first. My gosh, he had the dream curve. He played like Searcher, Searcher, Searcher. Turn 3, 5 Dawn. He activate Leader effect, play out the Croc, play out the new 4 cost Buggy, which cheat out Mihawk, and the turn after he played a 7 cost Croc into another 5 cost. Yeah, when that happened, I just like, all right, you know what? I think I'm kind of this is kind of over. But yeah, and then so the key part of the game was there was one turn I was 7K leader, one blocker, one life, and so yeah, so after his crazy curve, I was managed to able to like de-life myself down with like Fist Luffy, with Flampe and Hiyori. So I was able to awaken myself, and then like try to attack him, take out his hand. I even played the Zeus to take out another card out of his hand, even though it's kind of a futile attempt. He so at that key turn where he attacked me for 9 and 9, I just decide to. I'm like, you know what? You have 5 down open. You have a Mihawk. Okay. He attacked for 9, 9. I block. I take. So instinctive reaction is you should counter with 2-1 to. I was 7K leader, make myself 10 over his 9. But I was like, you know what? If you want to go for it, I dare you to go for it. And my gosh, he went for it. Like he had the Mihawk, right? So he after a little deliberation, because I think he did not expect me to take that and kind of dare him to attack me. So he just played the Hound Blaze. I was like, what? Who plays Hound Blaze? So he Hound Blaze, and then I mean it's basically a 2 cost plus 3. Buff the Mihawk, all in the Mihawk. My gosh, I lost like 7 cards out of that interaction. So when that happened, I was like, all right, you know what? This gamble did not pay off. Like I had like 10 or 11 cards down to like 3 or 4, and he had like a full board. He had like the Mihawk, the Croc, the 8 cost Croc, 7 cost Croc. Like he had everything. So so yeah, I mean okay, oh, you know what? I mean it's a regional. I gotta keep playing. So yeah, I mean my following turn I relife an ace. I fist Luffy 8 cost fist Luffy to attack into one of the Croc. He let it go. I was like, oh wait a minute, he doesn't have 2K in his hand. Okay, maybe I have a chance. So yeah, I think I also played a Sanji or something, basically a blocker. Okay, yeah, I did play a Sanji. So I basically went 8, 8, 10, 8, 8, 9 to clear 3 of his body. So after 3 bodies are gone with the blocker up, I was like, oh wait a minute, maybe I have a chance, because like as you guys know, the buggy deck, it's bad if you don't have a board. So because of like the early game countering around, like he was running low on cards, and also he was activating his leader effect quite aggressively. Yeah, so he just lost his 3 big bodies, and the following turn, I think he was getting that was the key turn. I think he made a mistake. He was getting so excited. He because I think I had like 1 or 2 card in hand, so he just instantly leader effect drop the buggy, bottom deck my blocker. His buggy was also bottom deck because he didn't have a board. Then yeah, he has one more Croc on the board, the 7/7, the 7 cost 7K. So after he bottom deck, he said, "Oh wait a minute, he can only swing for 8/9, not 9/9." I think that was a big mistake. So yeah, he went 8/9. I counter the 8, and I take the 9, and then again following turn, because he leader effect prior turn, so I was able to clear his Croc. And yeah, after that, just a slugfest, because I mean I was running low on cards. He basically had no cards. But he has like 2 or 3 life or something. He had quite a lot of life. So the game went on for another like 2 or 3 turns. Yeah, it involved him swinging really big with his Mr. 3 Gastino, and involving me swinging really big with my Flampe. It was wild. But yeah, in the end, I managed to get there. Yeah, I felt like I probably shouldn't have gotten that one, but hey, you know what? Like, I turned around, cleared the board, and it worked out. Never give up. Okay, that was a long time on that buggy game. The next one was the Bonnie game. So this Bonnie game, it was a she. I think she played amazing. She dropped a 9 cost Zoro on me, and again, for those of you who don't know, 9 cost Zoro is such a nightmare for this deck. I don't really have a great way to deal with it, especially after Raigo is gone. The I was able to withstand the hits by taking a lot of cards in my hands, but then on the counter attack, kill the Zoro, then slowly grinded her out with my Fist Luffy and stuff. Um, so there was some controversy on like how the time rule stuff was happening. I would say like it was like it was like I mean, because it's a grindy game, so it took quite a while, and my opponent my opponent's friend think I was slow playing, but I mean I really am not, because why am I going to slow play when I'm going to win? Like yes, the game went to my last turn, but I didn't even need to do the tricky relifing thing. I actually killed her with damage. So yeah, like that was that. I yeah. So I just want to quickly talk about that time issue. So the buggy the buggy game, the Bonnie game, and then the second to last match, that was the RG Smoker game. So with RG Smoker, I think my opponent just did not. He just forgot about Zeus, I think. So what happened was like he played a Tashigi. I played a Rocket Luffy. I kind of camped the Rocket Luffy to like in preparation for a Smoker to come. So he did play the Smoker. He did it with restanding shenanigans. But then the following turn, I think I used like a Flampe or something to de-life myself down to 2. I attacked with Rocket Luffy. I cleared Tashigi, and then play the Zeus to clear the smoker, and yeah, I kind of just ran away with the game at that point. Like clearing that smoker, like two costs clearing a 5 cost and draw a card, like that just such a big tempo swing. After that, I just won the game. He was a little bricked up too, so yeah. But again, clearing that smoker with the Zeus is just such a big turning point. And again, Zeus, fantastic card. And the last match was against another blue purple Luffy. So I'm definitely still learning. So blue purple Luffy. There was one key turn where he left 3 Dawn standing at 7 Dawn. In hindsight, I would think like maybe he has Thunder Bagua, but I don't know why. Maybe his last match, I was like, oh, you know what? If he has it, he has it. But yeah, of course he has it. Why would he leave a 3 Dawn, right? That was kind of just a boneheaded play by me. I should have just not attacked. But yeah, after that he Sanji 9 mom, and then yeah, like it was end of the story after he Sanji 9 mom into a bunch of blockers into like Gum Gum Giants. Then I died. Yeah, so that covers the Swiss. And I was lucky enough to have a good enough tiebreaker to get into top 32. And I will say the whole experience was super surreal because especially around second to last round against the RG Smoker, I was sitting next to Jackson, the what's his name? Jackson something. The guy always with sunglasses, very strong player. He went first and second in 2 Nats and went to Worlds. Yeah, he was playing BY Luffy in Worlds. So yeah, he sat down and he saw what BY Luffy. What the? I need to see your list. Blah blah. I was like, oh my gosh, one of the best players like acknowledging me because I'm kind of like I would say I mean not exactly that casual, but I did not expect to make it up there, like make it to that table. So and then the last round, I was sitting next to Jonas, and then he was what BY Luffy? What the heck? And a very small anecdote. I ran into my very first regional. I play against Jonas in the very last round. It was a super funny story because, I mean, it was my first regional. I was playing BY Luffy. He was playing RP Law, and yeah, I don't know who he is. I was like, who the heck is Jonas? Who am I playing? And all my friends kind of like freaked out. I was like, oh my god, you're playing against Jonas. And then they're not trying to make me nervous. My friends, they're like, all right, you know what? Don't worry about it. He's a nobody. You can take him easy. But obviously Jonas, super strong player. The game was close. I was a little unlucky that game. Not gonna lie. With the yeah. Anyways, so but it was all good. He played really well, and he denied my first ever regionals top 8. It's all good. But yeah, he sat next to me. He saw my list. Oh my god, dude, BY Luffy's back, and yeah, and he actually remembered me from our Gen Con experience. So that was super fun, and throughout the whole tournament, I will say like, uh, it's funny like the progression of what happened. Like the first round, my opponent, especially I was like reading his cards. My opponent just like, alright, this guy he's a casual. Like what the heck is he doing? Showing up with this bad deck and like reading my cards. But as the round goes on, they're like, wait a minute, why is a BY Luffy sitting here with like 5-1, 6-1, 8-1, whatever record, right? So people from like kind of just easy win, to later on like, oh my god, like what is this guy cooking? And they're like getting kind of shook. So that was pretty funny. And throughout the day, there were just people stopping by my desk stopping by my table and looking at my matches because I mean, I think I'm like one of the only BY there. Anyways, quickly talk about day 2. So, I mean, I was so excited because I've never made the day 2, and I check out my bracket. The first match was against the peanut butter Luffy, the PB Luffy. So, full disclosure, I'm currently in between jobs, so I'm like trying to do a bunch of interviews, and also I'm working on some other things. I've been pretty busy, so like when PB Luffy and all these starter that came out, I just really didn't have time to test, and also like my friends they would play like a few games with me, but they wouldn't do like in-depth testing against me because I mean I'm not playing a meta deck, so I don't blame them. It's all good. But yeah, like I just have no reps into that deck. I mean, I know about the Beard Luffy, the 6 cost 7K when attack -2 Dawn, the leader becomes 7K. I know about that being super good. I sending Discord message to ask my friend like, how do I deal with this deck, blah blah. But yeah, they gave me some tips, but at the end of the day, I mean, I have no matchup knowledge into it. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, guess I gotta clear Beer Luffy, and I mean, they run giants. Okay, good to go. I mean, they ramp into Beer Luffy. Okay, so walking into it, I don't really know what to expect. He has a higher seed. It was unfortunate for him that the first game he got game loss because something wrong with his sleeve. They were pretty strict on like so we all arrived like 1 hour early. They were checking our sleeve, making sure like uh, no one's cheating basically. And yeah, I think my opponent, some of his sleeve has some dents on it, and like I think at least one of them, he was telling me like, at least one of them was a Gum Gum Giant, so he got a game loss. And look, I mean, he seems like a super chill guy. I'm pretty sure he's not trying to cheat, but for the integrity of the game, I understand like the TO is trying to keep everything clean. So it was unfortunate, but it is what it is. We got to change our sleeve. So yeah, he got the game one loss. The So he went first on the pretty technically game two, but realistically game one. He won that game. He had the ramp, he had the beer Luffy, and then he kind of and then like 2 turns after he dropped the 9 cost Luffy, the secret Luffy. And yeah, 9 cost secret Luffy is super hard to deal with. I mean, once it lands the board, I can never get rid of it. So yeah, just constantly apply enough pressure. I could. There was a small window. Maybe I could have killed him. But hey, I mean, Gum Gum Giants. He just Gum Giant. Then he lived. And there we go. End of the line. So he won that game. The second game. Oh man, that was a game. So what happened was, I think he got a little unlucky on his search. He didn't. Actually, no, I take that back. He went second because I want to take first away from him. So I play my cards, and he played. So the first big cards he played was the Brook. So what it does is minus Dawn, and something, two things get minus 2k. So yeah, I know his list runs three. By the way, it was open deck list. Took away my advantage because the surprise factor. It's all good. But yeah, he played that, and then he tried to like eat my cards by shrinking my Fist Luffy, and we kind of like grinding each other's cards that way. We weren't really attacking into each other's life throughout the game. We just tried to eat cards away from each other, because like the throw on the board would just super. I mean, for him it's better to attack into the 6k than a 7k, and for me it's better to, because I know he's gonna have giants, so I rather like try to get rid of his board, get rid of his cards before I started going as life. So yeah, there was some back and forth, but after he played the Brook, he played the Beer Luffy. So yeah, so in the beginning of the video I talked about that one Shirahoshi. So yeah, so what happened that turn is I basically had the Shirahoshi. I was like, all right, you know what, this is gonna be the key card to get rid of that Beer Luffy. So so I set up my life with Fist and Rocket, and there was a mind game like how he attacks, should I counter, blah blah. Anyways, so with that, I was able to set up like the Shirahoshi into the Rocket Luffy to clear the Beer Luffy. So when that happened, that was the turning point. So yeah, I mean, again, like, why do I like these Shirahoshi stuff so much? It's a 1k. It's like in these situation, it can get rid of a very problematic card. So yeah, after that exchange, I feel like I was really winning because his leader's not 7k for free. Um, yeah, so after a few attack back and forth, I established a bunch of blockers, survive a turn, then all in the turn after. I managed to get there. So that was round of 16, a round of 32. My opponent, I think his name is Brayen. Yeah, great player. He was on stream a bunch of times. Yeah, so it was unfortunate with the sleeves, but you know what? Like, it is what it is. Hopefully, I'll see you again in the future. Round two, I play against a. I mean, it is what it is. I play against a Blackbeard. So I'm pretty sure his name is QB. Again, amazing player. Whoever made the top eight, who's not amazing. By the way, I'm slightly salty because I never had a chance to be on stream, and they were gonna feature me in like that match because I mean I think people want to see some BY Luffy, right? So 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 like when they say like, oh yeah, you're gonna be on stream, I was like pretty excited, but I was like, oh, you know what, I'm playing against Blackbeard, probably gonna get crushed. So I mean, it was kind of mixed feeling. But then later on, they're like, oh, QB, he doesn't want to be on stream. And I asked him, like, wait, why? Why don't you want to be on stream? And he told me because he's very nervous because he doesn't know what I'm trying to do, and he said he'll feel really embarrassed if he lose with Blackbeard into BY. I'm like, dude, there's nothing to be afraid of. You're gonna crush me, and yes, that's exactly what happened. Um, but the game one was pretty close actually. He won by 1K. I mean, just typical Blackbeard gameplay. He uh he he like he took second. He opened stage. Both games he opened stage. I mean, my God, they're so consistent that deck stage into event, and then yeah, he just able to do the Blackbeard things, and one calls Caribou broken 2K counter. Anyways, so yeah, the game one, he just able to drop enough threats and also Burgesses as well as a 210 beard. But the game was actually progressing in an interesting way because I mean, he lock out my on play, so I can't like D life properly, but I was able to play enough blocker to like kind of stall out. So to a point where he had to go all in to try to kill me because like he was losing too many cards from his leader effects. So he used the stage. He found the black hole. I think that's what it's called. The 4 cost negate that kills. So he negated my blocker effect, and then he just went like 11, 12, 12, 12 with like big Burgess and everything. I lost by exactly 1K. I was slightly disappointed because if the last life was a 2K, I would have won. Hey, like I know it's not that likely, but my God, against Blackbeard, I need all the help I can get. So yeah, that's how game one went. Uh, oh, real quick about the matchup wise, against I don't know much about the PB, but against Blackbeard, my gosh, like that matchup is I personally I haven't figured it out yet. It's just so hard. Like especially they got new cards to help them. They have like the 1 cost blocker. They have the 7 cost the Blackbeard as well as the Kuzans. Yeah, the 5 cost Kuzan and the 6 cost Kuzans. They got a lot of help, and I got not much. I think. Well, I got Zeus. Sorry, Zeus, you're great. But yeah, like he just hard starved me. He locks out my on play. He play out his 10 beard and build a massive Burgess and just kill me in 1 shot. So yeah, I mean historically that's how the matchup will go. No difference to then and now, even though I don't have Moria, a big dead card. But yeah, game two, it was not particularly close because I did not see my D lifer early. I mean, people can tell me if I'm doing it right or wrong, but against that deck, my mindset is like, hey, if my on play works, I might as well play it now, you know. So if I open Fawn play, I'm gonna play Fawn play, like, because otherwise the late game it doesn't work. So I mean, it may not be correct, but I did not see them, so I was pretty starved. And then yeah, he just built out his 10 beer, built out his Burgesses, and he killed me. So yeah, I got stopped at round of 16, lost to Blackbeard. Man, I'm you know what? If the bracket luck was a little better, maybe I had a chance. But hey, overall, it was a great experience. Um, my opponent are all fantastic. Okay, so wow, that took like 30 minutes to talk about the matchup. Went quite in depth there, but I do want to quickly talk about why I chose this deck. All right, so this can be like I'm not sure if it's trolling or not. Like you guys can like believe me or not, but yeah, I kind of mentioned earlier like I'm kind of busy in other aspect of my life, so I didn't have too much time to test. Uh, and my friends like they're amazing, but it's just hard to find time to test against them, and also like they don't want to keep playing this deck because it's not meta. They were all super nice. They were like, "Hey Joey, if you want to if you need a deck, just let us know." They lend me anything. So yeah, I was offered like the UP Luffy. And they were offering me a bunch of Bon Clay to play like the purple Luffy. Yeah, I try to play them. Like they're good and all, but I feel like I'm just not that comfortable with them because I've been playing this BY Luffy deck ever since Sakazuki was around. Like it's a long time. I mean, at the time it was way more casual, but yeah, I just feel comfortable with this deck, and And the day before, I was at MagicCon, and for those of you who don't know, MagicCon, it was a huge line con for these merchandise. So the day before, they're like, "Oh shoot, you got to register a list." I'm like, "Okay, well, I mean, I guess there's nothing to think about. I'm just gonna lock in my BY, go with what I know." Yeah, it was very funny because so among our group, probably the most well-known player among the group is Kyoda. His username I think is Saji on the game user tag. He got second place in one of the Nats and went to Worlds, and he had the best record out of all the North American representative. Shout out to him. He played Reiju and played Bonnie for the Worlds. We all went and cheered him on. Yeah, he's every time he sees me, he's like, "Joey, why are you still on this deck, man? Why are you still on this deck?" Like, I'm like, you know what? I just like this deck, man. Like, I just comfortable with it. I like how it works. It can be kind of cringe, but it is what it is. I just like it. So yeah, it's funny, like, the day, like, especially after the second round, we all congregate together, and then he's like, man, because he knows I played against that friend of ours, the Bonnie deck. He's like, "Joey, I told you not to bring this deck." And then I'm like, "What do you mean? I won." He's like, "What? You won? No way." And then they were all making fun of the Kale, our friend, and again, he's super amazing. And then he's like, "Oh my, I feel like I didn't do anything too wrong. I mean, there was like a few misplay, but then after I beat three Bonnies, it was just like, wow, okay, you know what? I guess it's not your fault." but but yeah, anyways, all in all, what I'm trying to say is I did not really have too much preparation coming into this. I just really like this deck on Sims. I sometimes just click it around. I bring this to local. Yeah, people basically at this point know I'm like that BY dude. I've been playing this deck, and yeah, this time I mean, I'm not trying to say like I'm very very good or something. Obviously, I have to be good enough to make that far, but at the end of the day, it's so much on like matchup and like luck of the draw and die roll and everything. Like some of the people in our group, like this guy Egoist, he plays a purple Luffy, amazing player. I play against him a bunch of times. He got I think second in Pasadena. We have a guy named Dablo in the group. He won one of the regional. We have another guy named something Chu Pao. I think he won the one another one of the regional. Like we have amazing player in the group, but what happened with these things is like recently they haven't been doing too well. It's not really the player's fault. It's just really like luck of the draw and also like matchup. Like in the previous Nats, I was playing BY. I ran to Poofy Blackbeard, and it was just super tough. So yeah, again, like I feel like in hindsight, this deck is not a great choice, because when I look at the matchup spread, nothing I really really want to see. I mean, I'm looking at it. It's like, do I want to play? I mean, the most popular deck is any purple Luffy deck, right? So I don't think. I mean, I don't think I'm favoring to Luffy. UP, I lost them twice. Peanut Butter Luffy, whoever went first, has a big advantage. And the last Luffy is GP Luffy. That one, if anything, I'm the most confident in, just because if Zeus can kill a Sanji Pudding, then I feel like I have a big advantage. But if they have stage, then tough luck for me. So, and then like some of the other like more rogue deck, like at this point it's not even really rogue, but like the Bonnie, the Buggy, Blackbeard's a nightmare. And also if I, who knows, if I randomly run to an Enel or something, then I'm in big trouble. Like Enel is super hard actually. I have to like really outplay them and hope they hit no triggers. So yeah, in hindsight, I really don't think it's a good pick, but I really showing up just have a good mindset. I mean, cause I mean, look, it's Vegas, right? Like, who doesn't want to go to Vegas? Like, when my friends like, oh yeah, we have MagicCon, we have all these friends are going. I'm like, all right, you know what? Sign me up. I'll think about what I want to play. So yeah, I just show up with this deck and it just happen to work out with the matchup, luck of the draw, like everything I mentioned. So yeah, I'm thankful for everything that happened. Everyone have supported me. But yeah, that's why I chose the deck. Okay, I will I will just scroll through some of the questions that it has here. So Everyone thought everyone thought this deck is unplayable when I bring it to Vegas. I addressed that. Initial goal going to the tournament is really just to have fun, and also like just look. I'm like to especially Key man. Like this guy, every time he sees me, he's like, "Why are you still playing this deck?" Like my other friend, they're all saying the same thing. I'm just like, you know what? I'll prove you all wrong. I'll show you guys, man. Like just like back then, I'm playing like freaking Rebecca T Bone. I mean, I didn't do that well that time, but you know, yeah, they're just like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'll show you, but it just happened to work out. But yeah, just to really have fun and I don't think I would got that far, really didn't. But hey, we'll take those. Uh, yeah, when did I realize, hey, I might actually go deep in the tournament? I think when I was after I win that buggy game, especially like I mentioned, that was round 7. I think yeah, round 7. Because that was just not a game I'm supposed to. I mean, look, he has 4 bodies. I have like 3, 4 cards in hand. I was mega dead. But like after I won that game, I was like, wait a minute, like I'm onto something here, you know, like yeah. So that's when I like starting to believe I can do well. Okay, so when did I feel like I sat at a top table and people would start? How did I feel about it? I mean, it was pretty amazing because back then when people see BY Luffy, they're like, "Oh my god, cringe, man! Like, who the heck plays this? It's so annoying. Like, just Moria 9K. I mean, what the hell, right? Just whoever draws more Moria win. Like, what skill is it in that? But anyways, back then people think it's cringe, but now people seem like, oh my god, this guy's so cool. You know, like, can I see your deck? How do you like, how's your games? You know, so yeah, it was amazing experience when people were watching me, and yeah, and very short side notes. I was growing up as a I won't say pro, but I was like semi, very close to like top amateur, like semi pro in these Asian game of Go, the black and white pieces. It's called Wei Qi. Anyways, yeah, side story like yeah, I used to play a lot of that, and it required people to just sit there for an hour or two to play a game. So I definitely built that endurance as well as like being able to focus under the pressure. So yeah, I did not feel too stressed out or nervous when people were watching me, but I'm just more excited afterward. Um, yeah, what were people's reaction when they saw my deck game one? Memorable moments. It just yeah, when people look at me with that deck, they're just like, oh my god, this guy's trolling, and later on they were like, oh my god, this guy's onto something, you know. So, uh, yeah. So deck building philosophy. Um, the matchup I expect to see a regional, obviously the purple Luffy decks and yeah, I mean I only ran to 3 of them somehow, but I managed. Oh, actually no. If you include the top 16, when I ran to 4, I just want to see how many Gum Gum Giants I'll see. You know, so that's definitely the matchup I expect, and I have most practice into the GP matchup. You know, that 1 round opponent, that friend of mine, we play a lot together. Um, so what did I do to include to with the Moria ban? What did I do with it? So as you can see, like I mean, Zeus is a big help. The 5 cost Sanji especially, I really just like that card because like it helped me maintain some card advantage and being a blocker. So sometime if even early game if my hand is bad, I can still play it. You know, just play it like 5 face down live. I'm 2 face down live. Just play it. Kind of fix my hand. Discard an adult so I don't run into a situation where I have like no adult in the graveyard. Then losing card advantage that way. So I think like I really like Sanji really. Well, in fact, I love all these cards I'm playing. Um, what were the cards that overperformed or underperformed? I will say the card that overperformed my eyes were the what is it? What is that card? Viola, I think. The Viola to me, like in the there, it just kind of add this another layer of mind game sort of because like there was a time I put like a Sanji in life and then an adult face down, like an adult brother base face down, and then yeah, my opponent all of a sudden didn't know like if she should attack me or not, and also as a blocker, right? So in that sense, like I quite like that actually, even though it does my leader is fairly fragile, and then and look, this deck I don't think you want to like prolong the game that much, given like no Moria, my late game's kind of weak. But yeah, I think Viola definitely overperformed, and that one off Shirahoshi, I mean, that just won me top 16, so I'm gonna say that's pretty good there. Um, so yeah, let's see. So I talk about all my top 16 matches. Okay, so what would I do differently? I will say, first thing first is I should know what my opponent's cards do. Yeah, especially like that first game when I was playing against the Sprite Law. Like he was playing so many of these new Bonnie cards. I was like, what do any of these cards do? You know, like what the Kid Killer, like these 2K counter. You know, yeah. I was just reading these cards, so yeah, I that definitely eat up some time and kind of take away my thought process, and also like I mean I don't know how I can improve on these things, but it's like because everyone likes their deck, everything's like A8. So I myself is a min rarity player. I mean, for those who you don't you know me, you know I'm a min rarity player, and when I play on Sim, it's like all min rarity. So it's like when they play these max rarity cards, it just in my mind it's hard to process. I'm like, what's that card again? And then, kind of just throw me off guard. But I just need like a little more time to process what's going on. But yeah, like I wish I just I mean who knows, maybe I just have to play against richer people. I don't know. but but yeah, so that was that. And lastly, one other last aspect is, I mean, on serious note, that I want to improve on is I just I want to learn how to play faster because Key has told me multiple times like I don't play that fast, and I'm not trying to slow play. It's just me like thinking about how the deck can how these game will go, kind of setting up my life, how to attack my opponent, anticipate what they can have. I mean, yeah, I play against Calvin. He gave me the same feedback. He told me like I am definitely slower than normal people. So yeah, I think I just either need more reps in or just have more confidence in myself and just kind of go with it. So yeah, I just want to learn to play faster. Just be more deliberate, play faster. So that's something I want to improve on. Give me more time to rest during middle of rounds too. So okay, so looking ahead, and yeah, yeah, okay, so that's about that. Yeah, looking ahead, would I keep playing this deck again in another regional? So it's funny, like when Moria got banned, I told myself like, man, Moria got banned and Gum Gum Giant didn't get banned. I'm gonna play some sort of purple straw hat. And yeah, I did play Luffy for a little bit, and it did okay. It didn't do that amazing. Um, and honestly, I just didn't enjoy the deck as much as I like BY. So looking ahead, realistically, I probably should play like UP or a good deck. But there's a very good chance I'll bring BY to Nats. So yeah, I mean, I just love this deck. I love my cards, and I just love how this leader works until I run to Blackbeard. I mean, my God, Blackbeard. Um, yeah, so what would I need to change for the meta to truly be competitive again? I think I just need to. Okay, so one thing I didn't talk about in the UP matchup is and look, I just didn't have enough testing and all. I did not expect people to run a lot of the 3-cost Doflamingo. Yeah, I mean, my friends showed me their list after. They all have Doflamingos. I I mean, again, the day before I was at MagicCon with different groups of friends, so I don't know, like, it's not their fault. It's not like they don't want to share with me, like, their deck list. I just didn't. I'm really there to have fun. I did not expect to do so well, but yeah, I just did not prepare enough to know like, oh, 3-cost Doflamingo is a card, because in the first UP match I lost, he basically attached enough Dawn. He's down to like 4 Dawn. I was like, what? You have like 4 Giants or something? Like, why would you tap that low? Then yeah, so basically what he played the Doflamingo, then he leave one up for Giant. I'm like, oh my god, I don't have a Rocket Luffy, I'm dead. So yeah, going forward, some of the things I need to do to be better is to just at least know what deck lists that people would bring to these big tournaments, know what to expect, and some of the changes I may make to this deck to be competitive. Quite frankly, it really depends on how popular Blackbeard is. Blackbeard, I mean, look, if someone tell me how to beat Blackbeard, I would love to know. I don't know how to beat that deck. Like, I lost it so many times, but yeah, to me, like, if Blackbeard's not that popular, I'm pretty okay to bring this deck. Yeah. Would you see any advice for players thinking about bringing something rogue to big tournaments? Okay, so this is the thing I want to end on is I want to say like in some sense people need to like believe in themselves because when I was playing this deck like in the first regional blah blah like when there were Moria around, people just think like I'm just another BY player, nothing too special. Yes, I was nothing special, but when I was like playing Rebecca, playing like T-Bone, playing Who's Who, playing these random cards, people are like, man, what is this guy doing, right? But hey, look, if you have like an idea and it does well, you kind of have to believe in yourself and just bring it to a tournament and like just, prove that people that you know something that they don't, right? Like just because like these top player plays a certain deck, it doesn't mean like that's the best, sort of. Like if you have a good idea and it works, then you should trust yourself and stick to it. Like, same thing with I mean I bring this deck, like I run like, Sanji, these like the ratio super random. Like all these things like kind of accumulation of my experience with this deck and just, I've been playing this deck for a long time. That's kind of my conclusion to the like my answer to the question. Everyone's answer to the question is not going to be the same. Like yes, I definitely take into account of some of the top players list and then, try it out. But hey, I mean, if you don't like it or it doesn't work, do something that you think works, right? So yeah, I just want to end on that. For the people that likes the rogue deck, want to bring it to tournament, like look, rogue deck. What's like their advantage? It's the surprise factor, right? I feel like I mean, those players are all amazing, but they definitely made some mistake. Like that's because they just don't have enough practice against BY at this point in the meta. So yeah, that's believe in yourself. That's the part I really want to end on. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. My gosh, it's an over 1 hour long video. If I do well in the tournaments, I will make more video. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all next time.